Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
This is Heather. And today, we don't know if you're brand new to oils or if you're already an oil expert, but we wanted to start off with some general information about oils and then teach you some information that you might not know about them yet. So first, let's talk about 3 ways to use essential oils.
So the very first way is topically. What this means is putting oils directly on your skin. And there's a few different ways to do this. So you can literally just put an essential oil on your skin. You do want to be selective on which ones you do this because there are certain oils that are hot. So for example, oregano or cinnamon, any of those might be a little too spicy to put directly on your skin. But instead, what you can do is you can use a carrier oil. And so my favorite is using fractionated coconut oil, which is just coconut oil that's had the fat removed, but you could also use literally any type of oil. So regular coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, whatever you have available. And what this does when you put an oil on your skin and then have a carrier oil, it helps drive the oils into your skin, but also dilutes them a little bit so that they don't burn or irritate your skin. So topical is a really popular way to use essential oils.
The second way that we can use essential oils is aromatic. So different things that you can do to actually inhale the oils, which is what aromatic is. You can inhale it directly from the bottle. You can inhale it through cupped hands, or you can diffuse it in a diffuser. So a couple of reasons that you would use oils aromatically is you can positively affect your mood. You can cleanse the air, and it also helps support your respiratory system. So when you're doing it in a diffuser, you can just add the water to the diffuser, add however many drops of oils that you need in there or want. Certain oils are a lot stronger than others, so less is more sometimes. And then if you're going to do it directly with your hands, usually 1 drop works great. I rub my hands together, and then I just put my cupped hands over my mouth and nose and just take a few deep breaths in.
Okay, so the third way to use it is a little bit controversial, actually, and that is internal. And this is where I do want to clarify, most essential oil brands you cannot use internally. So doTERRA is one of the few oils that is pure enough or oil companies that is pure enough to be able to use internally. And the way you can tell whether or not you can use an oil internally is on the back of the bottle, it will have a supplements facts box. So something that's actually been reviewed. It's ensured that it's GRAS. So generally RAS. I can't even remember what that stands for.
Generally recognized as safe.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So if you have that supplement facts box on the back of your oil and you're using essential oils from a trusted company like doTERRA, then you can use them internally. And they are super, super powerful. So for example, 1 drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. And so a little bit goes a long way, but it has all kinds of benefits when you take it internally. So it's actually able to get into your digestive system and really go throughout your whole body. So 1 drop within 20 minutes, either internal or topically when you put it on your skin. Either way, when you put it into your body, within 20 minutes, it actually gets into your blood system and then goes through your entire body. And so it's really impactful. And it's kind of interesting too. So like I've put peppermint on my feet before, and a few minutes later, I can feel the minty freshness on my tongue. That's how crazy they are. So I personally love to use oils internally and use them often, but use them sparingly because like I said, you don't need a lot. They're awesome for baking as well. I love to put oils in my coffee every morning. And I actually, Heather, I don't think I told you this, but yesterday I decided to use the new vanilla in my coffee. And I thought I reached for vanilla, but I opened up the bottle, put a drop in my coffee, and then looked at the bottle and realized it was white grapefruit, which is the same color as the new vanilla.
It does not taste the same.
Does not taste the same, but thankfully it's such a mild citrus oil. I really couldn't taste it over the coffee. But yeah, you do want to make sure that you read what you're putting in your beverages or your food before you just willy-nilly put drops in. So thankfully that one turned out okay. And it's an oil that still was safe for consumption. But yeah, that's the third way, is internally.
Yeah. So the lesson there is always look at the label.
Even if you think you know what you're reaching for, yes.
Okay, so just to review, the 3 ways to use essential oils are topical, aromatic, and internal. So now let's talk about 3 cool things that people might not know about essential oils. And I'm going to preface this by saying we are definitely specifically talking about doTERRA oils, because the first point that I want to talk about is that they are safe. Not all oils on the market are going to be safe. There are a lot of adulterated products out there, meaning that they have been cut with something and then mixed with something else that maybe even it's just chemicals to give you the scent that you are trying to achieve. And on the bottle, there's all kinds of warnings on there. So not all oils are created equal. doTERRA, however, is only the oil that it says it is. It's extracted from plants and it comes with all kinds of amazing health benefits. And so doTERRA has third-party testing. So they want to make sure that the oils that they are in the bottle are completely safe and effective in that matter. And you can actually look at the testing that was done on your individual bottle. On the bottom of the bottle, there's a little number, and you can go to a website called Source to You and type in that number, and it gives you all of the testing information that was done on your specific bottle. So assuming that oil is completely safe, then we know that there shouldn't be any side effects, no addictions, and you're going to get all of the amazing health benefits that you expect to get from that 1 drop of oil. That said, oils are significantly more powerful than herbs, the similar herbs. So 1 drop of oil is 50 to 70 more times powerful than the herb of the same oil.
So the second cool thing is that it's cheaper. And this was super interesting to me when I first started using oils. Like I might have mentioned last week, when I first started using oils and bought my oils, right before that, I had had a doctor tell me that one of the medications I was using regularly was creating some really horrible side effects. And so she told me to find something natural, didn't tell me what to do necessarily, but essential oils was what I found the following week and started using it. The medication that I was on cost me $45 a month. And what I was able to use instead was a combination of a drop of lemon, lavender, and peppermint every day. And so those 3 drops of oils cost me 20 cents a day, which equals $6 a month. So it was a huge savings. And I will say as well, because I was brand new to oils, I didn't necessarily trust that they would work. So I was on 2 prescriptions. That's what led to the $45. I ran out of 1 prescription while using the oils along with it, and then I ran out of the other one. And then I felt so much better, because going back to the whole safety thing, because these oils are safe, because there aren't side effects, there's just side benefits. It was super eye-opening to realize that truly a lot of my health issues were tied to the side effects of these common medications.
Amazing. So we've talked how they're safer, we've talked how they're cheaper, and the last point I want to make is that they're often more effective than a lot of modern day approaches to health problems. So our cells are all oil-based, and so when we have a water-based medication, it cannot permeate that cell membrane to get into the center of the cell, versus essential oils are able to actually permeate that cell membrane. And so they can get on the inside of the cell and benefit the inside of the cell, as well as combat anything that's affecting the outside of the cell. So the essential oils really work with the body to address issues and the root causes on a cellular level at that point, which makes them a lot more effective than a lot of medications that are on the market that may have a hard time addressing the issue. There's a lot of things that the doctor will just say, go home, get plenty of fluids, rest up, because they know that there's not necessarily a medication on the market that can penetrate the cell to improve your symptoms, whereas the essential oils are actually able to do that. And so there's quite a few things that we've had almost immediate results with when we've used essential oils that I know I've taken medication for in the past and had to take it either multiple times, but then there's a time limit of how often you can take it. And so we've had some really good results with being able to use essential oils for a lot of problems where medications haven't worked in the past. So the 3 cool things, just to review about essential oils, is that they are often safer, cheaper, and more effective than a lot of other things that you can find on the market. So we hope you've learned a little bit something today that you may not have known. Be sure to tune in next week when we will actually be moving on to different bottles of oil. So we will now more specifically talk about oils that we are popping.
Yes, get to the good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.